Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 6, The Roman Lion. In the last episode, we saw what happened to the young Scipio after the Battle of Cannae, leading to his election as proconsul of Spain. He is preparing for an attack on the capital of the Barca family, New Carthage. The great city was now in front of their eyes. All around, the men were both eager and a little worried. Gold beyond imagination was waiting for them.
I'm rich, bitch!
However, the more veteran men knew that all three armies of Carthage were within 10 days of marching. To be surrounded here, no less than by the same enemy who both defeated them and killed their generals the year previous. The courage of the legions was still not fully recovered. Scipio realized his men's concerns. He addressed them on the rostra, a speaker's podium.
When the courage of men fails,
You men before me, I see fear and doubt, the look of men who have lost their will to fight. This brings me, your comrade, a great distress. You say you were defeated. You say you lost your commanders, but that is not true. You are here. You were not defeated, but betrayed by your overconfidence. Your commanders were not taken from you, but reburned as the general before you. Look closely and realize that Scipio is here. I, Publius Scipio, am still here. Do not have fear, but have revenge. We will take back what they stole from us last year. We will bring fear into their hearts. We will bring glory to Rome. We will bring glory to the Republic.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. And these shields, boys!
With this speech, the men's spirits was lifted, and Scipio knew that victory would be assured. In the city was the General Mago, not related to the Barca family. He was given only 1,000 men to defend the city, and he started to curse his rotten luck. This was supposed to be an easy job. He sent word out to the citizens, and with some bribes and some force, he added another 2,000 citizens to his army. Soon enough, he realized his enemy was the son of a general killed last year. He wondered to himself if the young man came out of duty or revenge. Either way, he did not really care.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
This Roman would fall like the rest. Spain is for Carthage, and is the graveyard for brave Roman commanders. He armed his high-spirited citizens and launched them against the unfinished Roman fort towards the east of the city. The locals came out running out of the Run main gate, screaming bloody murder at the Romans. Scipio did not send men out into an uncertain battle. He waited as the untrained mob nearly reached the fort. Then, using the training his army had received during the winter months, he sent out his soldiers, but only the young men, known as the Hastati. As a primary attack, the Hastati threw 2 javelins called pilla at the mobs. This javelin had a hook at the end, so imagine being impaled in the leg, and when you try to pull it out, it stays attached to you. Many would fall in this initial attack. Now, with the large square shields facing forward, the Hastati advanced. The armed citizens clashed against the shields. Then the Hastati would pierce through the shield wall with their short swords. Blood and gore were met in equal abundance. Mago, watching from the wall, was horrified. The slaughter was profound. He soon ordered the retreat. The bloody citizens fell back in the most self-serving chaos, especially when the Romans gave full chase. The Hastati was followed up by the Principes, the middle-aged men who had already been in the legions for some time. The chaos was ferocious. Many of the citizens died here, running back to the safety of the wall, as the first of the retreating masses arrived in the one gateway. A buildup of people began. Scipio could see an opportunity. He ordered a full assault. He always had some ladders prepared. The Triarii, the old veterans of the legion, armed with long spears and swords, similar in appearance to the Greek phalanx, they would bring up the ladders. Mago was now in full panic mode. In a desperate act, he told his guards to close the gate. The last of the citizens was cut down in front of the locked gate of their home. Scipio took no prisoners. Scipio, realizing a moment when he saw it, ordered his full forces out. The Romans started to mount the ladders on the walls under heavy fire from the mercenary defenders on the walls. After not seeing any successful breaches, Scipio ordered retreat. The first day of siege was now over. The sun arose the next morning. Scipio now put his original plan in action. Over the night, the tribune named Marcius, the man who rallied the Romans after the defeats of Cassula and Lorca, led a division of troops around the lagoon to the north of the city and arrived at the western wall opposite of Scipio. Laelius and the fleet sailed through the morning waters and were already in place. The fleet was mounted with ballista, huge crossbows the size of modern-day cars, aimed at the southern wall. Scipio, of course, at the eastern wall, with the rest of his legions. Mago, seeing the formation, organized his troops as following. A good amount of mercenaries was sent to the main citadel in the city in case of emergency. The rest of the mercenaries and the citizen militia was sent to the east, west, and southern walls in equal numbers. The northern wall was guarded by a huge lagoon that spread across the north of the city. Like I said, a city built with defense in the mind. A screeching sound blasted through the air. Several ballista bolts impaled mercenaries on the walls. They fell down to the sea below. The barrage kept firing as the Roman ships launched their assault toward the wall.
Is he trying to ram? Fire egg! Fire! Fire! Direct hits!
Scipio gathers his ladders and a small log ram, using these to start the main attack. Marcius also began his attack on the western wall. All morning, the Romans climbed the ladders, only to be struck down by the defenders. Then the Marines, from the fleet, suddenly got a few men over the wall. Mago, seeing this from the citadel, organized all remaining forces to the southern wall. If any part of the walls fell, he knew it was game over. Laelius poured his men into that breach. He ordered the ballista to cover the Marines. Then the defenders on the eastern wall were struck down from behind. Wait, what just happened? The Romans were slashing their way through the defenders. If we go back a little, Scipio ordered about 500 men to cross the lagoon during the noon low tide. He learned from local fishermen back in winter that the lagoon would be walkable during noontime. So while everyone was distracted, very quietly, they moved across the waist-deep water, carrying the ladders. They faced no resistance as they scaled up the northern wall. Then Laelius made the breach and kept Mago's attention there. Then, coming up to the main gatehouse facing towards Scipio, a slaughter began. Confused men raced about the city, screaming that the Romans were already inside. Mago then noticed the Marines from the fleet had also started to secure their side of the wall. Mago looked about the city. The west wall was barely holding on. The east, south, and north walls were already in Roman hands. It will still take at least 2 weeks at minimum for any support to arrive. With this understanding in mind, he made his decision. Mago grabbed his horse, but it was not to abandon his men. He rode to the east gate with olive branches and white fabrics as signs of surrender. Scipio accepted this with happiness. Scipio had just captured the capital of Spain. With the city's surrender, it was robbed of wealth from the rich and was not burnt to the ground.
Where's my money? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money, man?
Mago was sent to Rome as a prisoner of war. Scipio then divided the gold and treasures amongst the soldiers, as tradition of a captured city. He also took the weapons that had been gathered, and lastly, he released the valuable hostages that Carthage had used to keep Spanish tribal loyalty. including the noble daughters, leaving them untouched. After setting up a new garrison to properly hold the city, Scipio returned to Tarraco to plan his next move. Next time, we continue following Scipio as he continues to take on Carthage for control of Spain. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. This is Son of Prometheus, signing out.
Maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?